Alright, I still remain Tutor Prince Obaju Daniel Nicole, also known as the Mathaholic Arithophysical Biologist. I urge you to click on the plus button, kindly love my videos, make comments, as this will impel me to do more videos that are educational like this. You can also share these videos to others so that they can learn from my solutions. This aspect of science is not difficult to comprehend. Then I urge you to pay close attention so that it will be very easy for you to understand. So let's get started. In my previous video, I had presented how to tackle problems or how to consider forces involved on the body that is placed on an inclined plane when the body is about to move up the plane. So this time around, we'll be considering case 2. The case 2 involves when the body is about to slide down the plane. Remember, I had established the fact that whenever you present the diagram for inclined plane, there are two basic constant forces that you need to include before you consider the frictional force. Remember that frictional force is always ascribed to rough surfaces. Now, the two forces that are constant when presenting your diagram is the pulling force, that is the force that is capable of pulling the object up the plane, and also the force that is capable of sliding the object down. Now, the direction of or the position of your friction will be dependent on whether the body is moving upward or sliding downwards. If you remember the first case, when the body is about to move upward, definitely there must be a frictional force that will be acting upon, that will be opposing the motion. That is why the frictional force is downwards here. So let's consider case 2. When the body is about to slide down the plane, we are going to have such diagram as this format. We have the body this way. We have the normal reaction, which is R. We have the opposite force acting in the same orientation but opposite direction to the normal reaction, which is what? Mg cos theta. We also have the weight of the body, which is W in this case, and we have angle of inclination to be theta in this case. Remember, I told you there are two constant forces that will be acting on the body of this sort, and these two forces are P, which is the pulling force, and the second one is Mg sine theta. Mg sine theta, which is the force that is capable of sliding it down. Now listen carefully. If the body is about to slide down the plane, remember the plane is a rough surface, on that note there must be frictional force. Now, where do you think the frictional force will be placed? Is it upward or downwards? Now listen, the body is about to slide down the plane, which means there must be an opposing force that will be acting contrary to this movement, and that is the frictional force. On that note, the frictional force will be acting upwards. So in this case, you are going to be having your frictional force pointing this way. Are you following what I'm saying? Then remember I told you that consideration of forces acting on a body placed on an inclined plane can be considered vertically and horizontally, just as we did for the previous case. So let us generate the formula that we need for solving problems that relates to this kind of case. Now, remember, we are going to consider the net force at equilibrium. Now, on that note, let's consider the vertical resultant. Now, the vertical resultant in this case will be these forces acting vertically to the what? To the horizontal, to the what's it called, the inclined plane. And that is normal reaction minus, remember they are acting in opposite direction. So the net force will be subtraction of the downward force and from the what? The upward force. So that we have R, which is the normal reaction, minus what? Mg cos theta equals to 0. Remember, the sum of forces, or the sum of the net force at equilibrium is equal to what? 0. Are you following what I'm saying? So we have R in this case, when you transpose, we have R to be equals to Mg cos theta. You can call this equation 1. Similarly, we need to consider the horizontal resultant, just as we considered the vertical the other time. So we are going to have the horizontal resultant. Yes, the horizontal resultant now we considered by looking at the forces acting horizontally to the what? To the plane. And that is what? This, and this. Now, since we have these two acting in the same direction, we are going to add those forces. Then this one acting in opposite direction will be subtracted from the sum. On that note, we are going to have P plus the frictional force minus mg sine theta equals to 0. Remember, we've established the fact that F equals to what? Mu R, that is the coefficient of static friction, which is mu, times the normal reaction. So we can have that together, P, which is the pulling force, plus mu R. Remember, F equals to mu R. Now we can transpose this to the other side. We have that equals to what? That equals to mg sine theta. But then we know that R has been expressed to be equal to mg cos theta initially through the vertical resultant. On that note, if you put this into this place, we are going to have P plus mu times mg cos theta will be equal to mg sine theta, and that is another formula which we can call equation 2. So these two formulas we've actually generated, the vertical resultant formula and the horizontal resultant formula, are the formulas that we need to consider when considering the body which is about to slide down the plane. Don't forget, I still remain tutor of Prince Obajo Daniel Dinicole, also known as the mathaholic and physical biologist. Please follow my videos, like, comment, and share the videos to others so that they can learn. Thanks.